All right, hi there, and welcome to Unit 6. This is actually one of my favorite units, and it's on human development. And throughout the next few weeks, you guys are going to be looking at childhood, adolescent, and adult development. And so, what you're going to be doing for this unit is more self-paced than what we were doing at the end of last semester. So, we're going to go back to working on a learning menu. That's going to walk you through all of the different modules for this unit, culminating in a multiple choice test on February 15th. So that's a lot of weeks to work on this, probably a little bit more than most of you need, but stuff is really important, and so I want to communicate that to you guys by giving you ample time to complete everything. So let's go ahead and dive into the learning menu. I'm probably going to be talking more than you need, so feel free to skip around or to watch me on double time. I just want to walk through the learning menu since I'm not physically with you to explain it and answer all of your questions. Okay, so here it is, Unit 6, Developmental Psychology, and we're going to take this in 3 parts: infancy and childhood, adolescent, and adult development. For each of the stages of development, you guys are going to be looking at the same 3 theorists. That is Lawrence Kohlberg, Erik Erikson, and Jean Piaget. And you're going to be typing here about what each of these theorists say about this stage of development. So they each have different ideas and different theories about what happens kind of cognitively, emotionally, socially during each of these stages. So you're going to capture that kind of in shorthand here. Feel free, there's a lot about them on the internet. That's pretty good, but also you can just feel free to use your textbook. So for the first concept, you're going to be looking at what is childhood development. The first thing that you're going to be doing is reading and taking notes on modules 42 to 46, okay? You're then also going to be watching a series of College Board lecture videos. I do actually want you to watch these. You have plenty of time, given the amount of time that you guys have to complete this. So I really do want you to watch all of these lectures. This could be something that you save and do for homework at night if you guys want to be working with classmates on different things during class time. So 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 part 1, and 6.3 part 2. They should all be enabled for you guys on Schoology. You'll also do an ed puzzle called the Growth of Knowledge. If you're in 3rd period, click on this one. If you're in 7th period, go ahead and click on this one, okay? So as you're going through and reading and doing the College Board lecture videos, you're going to take notes, obviously, and then this will culminate in the infancy and childhood development quiz on College Board. It will be graded, but you can take it open note, okay? So do remember that, okay? Sorry for my notes on the side. I'm still kind of cleaning this up before it gets to you guys. You're also going to be working on learning a little bit more about gender development. You're going to watch a crash course video on sociology about sex and sexuality, and you're going to look at a little PDF kind of outline of something called the gender unicorn, and it's going to go over some different gender and theories on sexuality. For this, there's nothing you need to do other than to just jot down some notes and takeaways, because we'll be coming back to this in adolescent development. The last thing you're going to be doing is looking at the way that children and parents attach to one another. You're going to be looking at the work of a famous psychologist named Mary Ainsworth, who created something called the strange situation, where she put children and babies in situations where they were temporarily removed from their caregivers to see how they acted. You are going to watch a little bit about the different types of parenting styles, and then you're going to be looking at Harry Harlow's very controversial monkey experiment. It's kind of sad to watch, but really gave us a lot of insight on how and why attachment is so important. For this, you're going to actually be going over to a Padlet, and you are going to be giving me, a new parent, some of your best advice and tips on being a parent to a baby, toddler, or young child, okay? So you can click on that. You can see here, you want to put your name at the top of your post, and then I want you to tell me 3 to 5 things that you think all good parents should do in order to parent healthy, happy, securely attached children. For adolescent development, same thing here. You're going to be seeing what Kohlberg, Erickson, and Piaget have to say about adolescent development. Just like in childhood development, you're going to be reading and taking notes on some modules, watching some college board lectures, which you do need to do, doing an ed puzzle, and finally doing a development quiz on College Board. It is graded, but it is also open note, so you're also free to work on this with classmates. You are also going to be listening to a podcast that I love from the Hidden Brain podcast called You Can't Hit Unsend. It's kind of a long listen. I recommend putting on some headphones, walking the dog, or maybe cleaning your room while you're listening. And it's a story about a boy named William. And William was accepted early action into Harvard and actually had his letter of acceptance rescinded by the college based on something that he chose to do kind of out of wanting to impress his friends and kind of out of peer pressure. And so you're going to listen to that and share your thoughts on this Padlet here. The last thing you're going to do is you are going to watch a crash course about sexual development, and you're going to be watching something on Netflix. We've watched a lot of these Vox things already together. And you're going to go to Vox Sex Explained, and you're going to watch the episode on attraction. If you don't have Netflix, which I think like 99% of you do, maybe ask a friend to watch it with you in class. And if you still can't get access, let Dr. Chapinow know, and we'll come up with a quick alternative for you. Okay. From there, we're going to go to a discussion board, and you're going to post some thoughts about that. Okay. Finally, we're going to wrap it up with the adult development stage. You're going to be talking about these three theorists here, just like in the above two. You are going to be reading modules 50 and 51. College Board lecture video is 6.5. Take notes, do the College Board quiz. Once again, it's graded, but it's open note. Do it by yourself, do it with a classmate. And then finally, you guys are going to be thinking about this question about what does it mean to be an adult? And you're going to get two options to demonstrate your knowledge here. The first is, if you like podcasts, to listen to this podcast from the Death, Sex, and Money podcast, where the interviewer interviews John Green. John Green is the guy from all of the crash course videos that you've probably watched in your history classes. And he does a really good job of kind of just discussing in a really open and honest way his pretty difficult transition into adulthood. He does discuss things like depression and suicide, and so I just wanted to give you a heads up before you decided what you wanted to watch and do with that, but I think it's a really fantastic listen if that's something you're up for. Your other option, and remember you're only doing one, is to informally interview 3 adults in your life. I would like these people to be at least 35 years or older, just so they have enough life experience under their belt. I actually think the older the better. And I want you guys to ask them, when in your life did you consider yourself an adult? And I think that's going to be different for everybody. And I think it's going to be really interesting for you to hear from different people. And then for this, you're going to post an informal paragraph to the adult development reflection assignment on Schoology, where you talk about either the podcast that you listened to or the informal interviews that you did. Okay. So this is going to take you throughout the next few weeks in this class. So this is going to be my last video to you guys for a while, which you're probably thankful for since it's pretty long. And this is going to culminate in a multiple choice College Board test on February 15th. Okay. So you have the next several weeks to work on this. I really hope that you're productive and learn a lot, and also just that it's meaningful to you. I think that this is the kind of the point in psychology where the stuff that we're learning about is really hitting closer to home, much more so than when we did biology or test construction or sensation and perception. So I do hope that you learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to eventually reading the parent advice that you guys all have for me. Okay. If there's any questions, let Dr. Chapinow know. Otherwise, have a great week and happy learning.